Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for welcoming me and thank you for this impromptu speaking. I've asked for a topic and Ruth said to talk about women empowerment. Women empowerment for me is a very sad topic because it takes me back. I grew up living with my grandmother, and I remember that generation didn't have much power, although they did a lot of work around the house. And unfortunately, I was born very different. I was born, I was a child who questioned. I was a child who refused to just accept. And I used to wonder, why do people just accept? Because for example, my granddad didn't work by the time I was old enough. He was retired. So he was always home, but he never really helped in the fields. And my grandma used to do a lot of the work. And then he would come back and criticize my grandma. You call this cooking? What have you done all day? Blah, 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 blah. And I'll be sitting there answering back, but inside, because we're not allowed to question our elders. So I'll be sitting there thinking, why doesn't grandma say, why doesn't she answer like that? Why doesn't she just tell him to go jump off a cliff or something? And I remember when I was 5, I would be sitting there just answering him back, just so frustrated why my grandma would say, have you finished? Because I want to pray so I can go to sleep. And I'm like, woman, I can come up with points just to throw back at him. So I was that rebellious child without even knowing it. A few years back now, when I went home, I decided to do very short interviews with elderly women from all over Zimbabwe. And I traveled to villages in the highlands, villages all over, just to talk, to ask them what they really wanted. Did they have an ambition growing up? How their life had been? What they lacked, what they think they lacked, and what they think they're bringing to us younger women now. And I spoke to a few women who really had ambition. My grandmother, for example, she said she'd always wanted to be a teacher. Nobody knew that. Nobody had ever spoken to her about that. Nobody had ever empowered her to do that. All she ever knew was she grew up, she got married, she had babies, and that was it. Because of the culture, there were women who were supposed to be under their men. So you come from being under your father to being under your men. Your husband's family tells you what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. And you say, yes, boss, and you listen. And this was their way of living. And I'm going to veer off and also go to religion. There are some religions that are like that. And I struggle with that. And I've asked a few women in this religion, do you accept this? And they said, that's all I know. And I think I'll be so suffocated by the lack of choice. As a woman, I have to ask my husband if I can go out. I can't go out unescorted. As a girl, my little brother has got more power than me because he's a boy. It's really hard to digest, but that's the way the world is. And then you come to people who already got that power, but they hand it over. They wait for permission. A lot of women empowerment, that's what I'm supposed to talk about. A lot of women wait for permission, not from husbands, but from society, from friends. You can't go out like that. What will people think? I can't really be seen like that. What will the church say? This empowerment word is really hard because it's I do understand it quite a lot because I've never had to worry about what people think or what people say. I've always been one to fight for my power and argue in my corner. Because I remember my first husband was very abusive, very, very abusive. And my family wouldn't let me leave him. I took him once to talk to my uncles, to have him talk to him, like, uncle, this is what he's doing. And my uncle said, you know, you're being too soft on her. She's always been rebellious. You should beat her up. Don't let her work, and don't let her talk back to you. And don't let her run your mouth all over. You're being too soft on her. So my husband was like, yes, this is it. I'm being too soft on you. You heard your family say that. I walked out with my kid with nothing, little overnight bag. That's all I walked out with. Things happened and he passed away after I'd walked out, but I walked out. And I went and I slept on the floor. One of my aunts took me in and I slept on her kitchen floor with my baby because I refused to be pigeonholed into that. Every woman goes through that. Why do you think you're so different? And this guy has got a good job and he's providing for you and he's got a good house. Women empowerment encompasses everything. How you live your personal life, your job, your career, your mothering. Most of us women, the way we mother is dictated by where we are. We are so ashamed to be seen, to even reprimand our children in public. We wait until we get home because what will people think? They will think I'm such a bad mom. How can she shout at her kids in a supermarket? She's such a bad mom. So we contain, we show a veneer on the outside. And then we've got women who shout out for women empowerment. I want to be empowered. I want to be empowered, but I want my husband to pay for my nails. Do you really want to be empowered? Or you have to pick a side? Are you empowered or what? I mean, it's really confusing to the men. I mean, I'm just like you. I'm also bringing in a salary, but you have to pay for my hair. If you love me, you have to pay for my hair. And then if men do the same, if you love me, you have to do things for me. We turn around and say, you're now taking my power. You're taking my crown from me. Ah, come on now, ladies. We're going to have to. It's such a big word that we are misusing and abusing as we go. When it comes to a job, okay, you got a job, you got promoted, you've signed do not sign the contract if you don't like it, because you can't then sign the contract and then turn around and say, I'm not empowered. Well, you signed. You signed. Once upon a time, I had a job. I've had a few jobs in my life. I always knew I'm not meant to work for someone. So I've always had my own thing. Despite the fact that I don't have a degree, I don't have qualifications, whatever, I always did my own thing. But I've had jobs. Once upon a time, I worked for the National Railways of Zimbabwe. My boss was such a bastard. He'll be breathing down my neck all the time because I don't know if you've noticed, I'm loud. So I'll get into work, do my work, finish my work early and start chatting to people because it was an open office. Everyone had their own desk and it was open and we'll just talk while people work. And the boss will say, why are you talking now, Debrah? I finished my work. And he'll give me more work and I'll finish it and start chatting. And it became so unbearable. One day I just took my bag and said, I'm leaving. And he said, you can't go home now. I said, well, I'm leaving the work. I'm quitting. I can't be working under you anymore. I'm leaving. And he thought I was joking. I left my work and I couldn't even tell. My sister who lived close to me knew when I come home, when I go to work. And I said, yeah, I'm on leave. And she said, oh, you just took leave today. You didn't take notice or give notice or anything. I said, yeah, I've got 30 days leave. Because I thought by the time 30 days go, I would have thought of something. I would have started a business. I would have done something. So I was scared to tell my family that I'd left the job, but I couldn't stay there any longer. So when it comes to empowerment, are you empowering yourself or is it a community sort of thing? Is it your friends sort of thing? Because women, this is what we do. You have a fight with your husband, your boyfriend, whatever, you don't answer back right then. You go on the side and call your friend. What do I say? What do you think? What? And the friend is going, you should do this, you should do this. Now you're doing what your friend is telling you. Now you're not empowered. You're taking someone's power. You're using someone's personality. You're using someone's identity. What exactly do you think of a situation on your own? Are you empowered enough to say no on your own without talking to your mom first or your friend first or your husband first? Can you actually decide? Because when we talk of empowerment, I think we sort of, it's a community sort of thing, like Black people have to be empowered. Yes, let's go Black people. What do I want as Debrah? Do I really think that's a good thing or not? Can I answer that without following a mob? Can I stand up and say, you know what? I really don't want to march today. I know Black people have to be empowered, but I'm not doing that. Or will I be swayed by the mob and then go because this is what we are doing today? I feel for women in my culture, especially like my mom's generation, because I don't think they had a say. And I don't know why everybody just accepted things the way they were. Because a husband would go and bring another wife, and that's that. Deal with it. You live together, and you tell you off for fighting and all this, and people just lived, got on with it. I don't think their empowerment was not as much as we have today. But then we have today, but what are we doing with it? Are we really empowered? Can we really say, this is me, I want piercings and I'm gonna get piercings. I want tattoos and I'm gonna get tattoos, without thinking, but if I get tattoos, I might never get a job. Well, if you don't want me in your job, fine, this is me. Can we actually do that? Are we really empowered enough to stand up and say, this is it, this is me, take it or leave it? I don't think we are that as empowered as we think. And I don't think we can be as empowered as we think if we want to make the world happy. Because our society is saying more about how we dress, how we look, how we eat, if you get too big, you can't eat in public. Oh my God, how can a fat person eat in public? That's really embarrassing. Can you stand up and say, I'm fat, deal with it, I'm gonna eat my pie? Because we are judged and we judge each other. We do judge each other. Oh my God, she's got pajamas during the day. Well, I was sleeping, leave me alone. I'm picking up my kids from school. We are not empowered like that. So empowerment, I think we talk about it a lot, but we are not there yet. Because unless we accept our identities, I work with women in business, and it comes back to I concept, me, myself, and I. Do you know yourself enough? Can you accept your identity enough to let people see who you really are without the makeup, without the veneer, without the nice person? I do swear, by the way, and I swear even when people are there, because that's me. Sometimes it comes out, and I don't make excuses for me. If you come to my house and it's not clean, I'm not saying, sorry, my house is not clean. Why are you sorry your house is not clean? Why are you excusing your house? Come in or don't come in. That's your decision. Can we actually say that? So yeah, it's a topic to be visited. And the ladies I work with take 2 to 3 months to really say, yeah, this is me and this is what I want. Because we go through the yes days and the no days. Can you say yes? Can you say yes all day? Can you say no all day? And not having to say, I am so sorry, I can't do that. No, just no. No. Do you want to go to the park? No. Without making, oh, I'm so sorry, but I can't do that. No, I can't. No, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. No. The power of no. because we like to be liked. Women like to be liked too much to get our own power. We like to, even with friends, some friends you don't even like them. You can't stand some of your friends, but they've been friends with you for life, because you can't stand it if they don't like you. And you put up with their gossip. You put up with their whatever little that irritates you. But you're scared to say, you really irritate me sometimes, because you know if they don't like you, they need to hurt you. And I don't want to be disliked. I want everybody to like me, so I'll have to be nice all the time, despite the fact that I don't really like her. You know, oh, I can't stand here. Oh, hi. But you just said you can't stand here. So yeah, women empowerment. I've taken it the other side, and let's talk about that. Thank you, Gary.